So I recently picked up the Archer and Olive summer subscription box, and today we're going to play around with some of the items. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank everybody so much for joining me today. So I'm kind of late to the game because I recently picked up the Archer and Olive summer box. I was definitely like on the fence about it, which I don't know why, because this box is probably one of the best boxes that they've had in a really long time. But I knew that the summer sale was going to be happening, and I wanted to wait and see how much damage I was going to do during the summer sale to see whether or not I still wanted to pick up the box. And I ended up spending $0 during the summer sale, so I picked up the box. Now, because I did not buy this box until late, there has already been tons of unboxings all over the internet, on Instagram, on YouTube, and what have you. So we're not going to do an unboxing today. I will quickly share with you some of the items, but we're going to be playing with some of them as well. So we got a craft paper traveler's notebook. We're going to be playing with this today. We got some gel pens, washi, self-explanatory, an A5 notebook that is absolutely stunning. I love the inside cover of this one. And then it has a rose gold ampersand, or the Archer and Olive symbol. There we go. That's really pretty. I don't know. I have to think if I ever actually seen like the rose gold. That's more like pink though, but I guess it is rose gold, but it's so pretty. We're not going to be playing with this today, so I'm going to set that aside. We got a cover. So this is like a corduroy cover. Let me see. I don't know if this fits in it though. I wonder if this is more, so it will fit. Obviously I'm not putting it inside the thing. It looks like it will fit, but it doesn't really have room to expand. So I wonder if this is more for, so if you just write in your journals and don't decorate it, it'll definitely fit. But yeah, these will fit great. So if you buy any of the soft cover journals or whatever, they'll fit great. This just doesn't have much like room for expansion, although this, you can obviously adjust that. But I really love the covers. If you saw my Amazon Prime unboxing, I've been buying quite a bit of covers because I definitely need to use them to protect my books. There was a card set, so you got these really cool envelopes, which I'm not going to use them as cards. I mean, I'm going to probably put the envelopes in my journals to hold things. Whether or not they'll hold the cards that they came with, I don't know. But these are stunning, and these obviously can be used for other purposes as well. You have your decorative ones, but these white ones can be used like for anything. I mean, you can even, if you just want it like a white flip out, you can put a photo there or whatever. I don't know if we're going to use these today. We'll have to like see where the creativity takes me today. We have a stencil set, y'all. Like, I'm getting washi must be on my desk. I love me some good stencils. I do use stencils on my channel. Definitely check out some of those videos. I have another Archer and Olive actually from the spring subscription box where I can only do stamping and stuff like that in there. So I use stencils a lot. This is really good for functionality purposes. These are really cool for filler, but then again, we have some like little things that we can use for functionality, some decorative, and then some patterns. This is going to be really fun. Then we have the stamp set. This is like a packed box, y'all. A jammed packed box. Oh, that's right. And then the stamps. I put the stamps in here. I did obviously open everything. I haven't opened the stamps yet. So we'll look at the stamps first. We will probably be playing with these today. Yeah. So there we go. So definitely like a Southwest type of vibes here. Super cool. Have no stamps like this at all. And then this, I think the value of this box was insane for what this box cost. This box was $79, I think, plus shipping. So it was like $93. But with the fact that you get 2 notebooks, which an A5 retails for what, 37, and the Travelers is what, 31? Or am I off by that? I'm not sure. I mean, right then and there, you're almost already at your total cost of the box. And then washi is about 15 on the Archer and Olive site. They don't have anything like this, so I wouldn't even know. They don't sell the mini inks. Stamps are usually 21. So, and then you get a cover. Yeah. Let me go ahead and take all the packaging off of this because I'm sitting here talking to you while you're watching me just try to struggle with the clear packaging on here. All right, guys. So all the packaging has been removed. I did not put labels on the gel pens. Usually the only reason like I put labels on them is if I do swatches. I'm not sure if I'm going to do swatches for the gel pens as far as like in a swatch book. So I might not even put the labels on them. We'll see. We'll see. I do label them when I do a swatch, when I put them in a swatch book, but I never actually refer to my swatch book very often. That's another story for another day. So here's the tin. We did not look at the inside of this, but it's super pretty. You can see it has the gold foil on the front, and then it's not on the back or the sides, but the same pattern kind of goes throughout. And then here's the inside cover. Definitely looks a little bit more subtle with the craft paper. I really like it. I kind of like the basic pattern, if I'm being honest too. And then of course you can kind of see the ribbon hanging out with the gold ampersand. And there's like a close-up look of the craft paper. And then we have a pocket. I don't know why I did that. All right, guys. So I recently finished a A5 journal that I have been doing like my creative journaling in as far as like the decorating portion. And I was like, you know, at first I had started to use that as an affirmations journal. And then I'm like, I think I'm going to use it as like a real journal, like, you know, writing down my everyday type of thoughts, you know, feel good kind of things, plus some kind of, you know, things that have me scratching my head, almost Dear Diary style. So now there's a void for an affirmations journal, and I'm curious to try in a TN because realistically, I don't need that much writing space. So let's use this one. I have a couple of other TNs, but I really kind of want to play with the craft paper. And like I said, it is perfectly fine just to have a journal for creative play. It doesn't have to have a purpose. I usually try to find a purpose. Whether or not I fill it up with that purpose, who knows? But I will have all the pages decorated. It just might not have like any actual like purposeful text on it until years down the road. But I will have it all decorated. So we're going to play here. I definitely think we're going to be using the washi. This is super fun washi. I think we're going to use everything, if I'm being honest. So I want to start off by saying I'm just having fun today. That is all I am doing as far as stenciling and stamping and things like that. Literally, I was doing very little thinking. I was just trying to put, you know, the colors together and see what came of it. You will see that in a moment and understand what I meant, because I don't know if I would say this is pretty. A couple of things that I do want to mention when using the stencils. You do want to kind of go in the direction of whatever like pattern or whatever's there. So if there's like a line, you want to go with the line and not like side to side against the line. That way you'll actually get the ink will go onto the page better. Plus, if you go side to side, it might get underneath the stencil or what have you. Now, obviously on some of the patterns, there are lines going in 20,000 different directions, so that's a little bit more difficult. You could probably blotch it and see if that would work a little bit better. I did not try that. I was doing more of the rubbing technique. I will say the stencil was pretty good because it did not ruin any of the actual ink pad at all. I've had a couple of stencils that were kind of rough, and when I tried to kind of do more of the blending type thing, the stencil like ate apart my actual blending brush because it just wasn't cut properly. But this was a good stencil. So yeah, you can see how I use some colors. They did not go down very dark. So I'm kind of adding different colors on top of it to kind of see if that'll make it pop. I end up adding too many patterns or too many of the same patterns in one area. Yeah, I was like, what am I doing? This is a title page. This is the first first page you see when you open the book. I mean, you know how so many people are like nervous to write their name on the title page, and here I am just like not even thinking and just doing. But it's fine. It's fine. It's also fun sometimes to do it like this because it becomes a challenge to make it look, I guess, presentable. Or to make it work, make it look decent. So yeah, sometimes when it looks like a hot mess at first, it's actually more fun that way because, you know, it does like, it is a challenge. It's like, ooh, can I make this look better? And I think I do. I think I do. The stamps help. Now let's talk about the stamps, and let me give you like a quick tip for that too. These bigger stamp pads, while they fit the stamps on better, especially your longer stamps, they're very hard to press onto the page because you need to put like an equal amount of pressure. You need to make sure the entire stamp is being pressed pretty hard down on the page. And the larger the stamp pad, the harder it is to do that, especially because in all honesty, you can't really remember what area you've pressed down. So it always seems like with the larger stamp pads, there's going to be some area that I personally miss. I did try to go over it with the stamp pad again, at least for the cacti or the whatever design is at the bottom, and you do see it has that double look now. It wasn't exactly perfectly laying over one another when I stamped it down. But again, it's fine. That's what I'm telling myself. It's fine, Tracy. I mean, realistically, this is my journal. Yes, I'm sharing it on YouTube, but other than that, it's not like it's going to be sitting on my coffee table and as people come over, they're going to be flipping through it or anything like that. And, you know, I'm not an artist, so I don't take to like art shows or anything like that. So I don't really know why I'm worried about it. Yeah, to make it look a little bit better, I was like, something needs to be added. Now, you did see me add some washi. That does help a little bit. But I was like, let me use my circle punch. I love my circle punch. I absolutely love it. I love it even more than my stamp punch. But I'm like, let's use this. Let's use some of the packaging, you know, recycle here. We're recycling, we're reusing, we're repurposing. So yeah, I use that, cut out the little circles and then put my name in one of the circles. And I really do like how it looks. And I was like, ooh, there's a lot of space below it and above it. So that's when I added this black gray washi, which I like the washi. It doesn't quite go with the rest of the washi though. And you will see later on, like I definitely realized that, but I don't mind it here. I really don't mind it here. I think it looks okay. And then I'm just going to finish up this page by adding these like little flowers. And I'm like, oh, we'll just put them over the page, kind of like stars or whatever. And this was an opportunity for me to test the sandstone color out as well on the craft paper. Now I do think this ink in particular will look a little bit better on white paper than this, but it does show up on the sandstone. And you will see as we get into some other pages, because this is not the only page I'm doing today, guys, I will use that a little bit more. So I was going to be gluing these two pages together because this is the awkward pages that are glued anyway, so they don't open all of the way. But I was like, you know what? The back pocket in the tin is a little awkward and I don't really use it. I don't really use a lot of my pockets anyway that are in the back, with the exception of my reading journal. That's the only one that I actually use the pockets for. So I'm like, let me just create a pocket. And right now I have nothing to put in the pocket. So I'm like, let's put these pretty cards in here and make it decorative. So that way I don't have to think about what to do on this page right now. So yeah, that's what I did. And that is it for that page. I'll do something later, maybe. Or maybe when I do the final flip through this book, nothing else will be done. All right, so I do want to start setting up some spreads. And because this is a TN, I do have to kind of, you know, limit myself somewhat as far as cutting the pages. So I'm like, we're going to keep it simple today. Especially because I don't have stickers. I'm like, okay, well, because I don't have stickers, I'm not going to do a Dutch door. I will do a Dutch door in this book though. I could have used the stamps, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just do the washi tape and do like waterfall edges or waterfall tabs. So that's what I did. You will see I did not use the black gray. I think it's black. It might be a dark gray washi, because I felt it was these three washes that go the best together. Really, the two go really well together, but then the one with the desert pattern, like the, all the desert flowers or plants, it goes well enough together to add it to this one. So that is what I did. And I do like how it looks. And basically, I just started the washi 2 dots further inward than the one that was after it. So that's how I cut everything out. So you can't see the full strip of washi when you have the page in front of it open or on top of it. You know what I'm saying. Just because, again, it's a 10 and I want to make sure I have writing space. So speaking of which, I was like, okay, no stickers. I only want to use things that came with this box. I didn't want to pull out any other inks or anything like that. I'm like, let's use the stencils to create boxes. That sounds like fun, right? And then, I can try to do some layering or make it look like it's layered without actually layering, because if you try to layer the stamps, the inks will blend together and might not give you a pretty color. I did do that accidentally in a little bit, so you will see that. But I really like how it looked, and I really like how it looked with the shapes. So you can see I kind of use that. I don't know what we want to call it. It's like, I don't know, a rock shape or some kind of cool shape with the box. And then I'm like, okay, I now want to bring in some green. So I did add some stamping to it as well. That would be kind of where I would add like a decorative sticker. So I really liked how that looked. So I was like, what I think I'm going to do is on the opposite page, I'll do the same exact design with just like inverse colors. And that's going to be what I'm going to do for all of the pages. I'm going to I guess we can say layer, even though I'm not faux layering. I'm faux layering shapes together. And then I'll do the same exact pattern on the opposite page, just inverse the colors. So that is the idea of what I'm going to do for the next 2 pages as well. You will see I kind of struggle to try to figure out what to do. Again, it's like me getting in my head and thinking I keep needing to add things to it. And in actuality, I don't, because when ink goes on these pages, it's going to look fine. I do think I'll probably use just black ink on these pages. I think that will actually look pretty good on here. Maybe I'll use like a fine liner or something thicker, especially when I write the affirmation or the gratitude or whatever that's positive in the actual shapes or boxes that I created. I might use something either thicker or something like that there to make it stand out a little bit more. I mean, I guess if I'm writing it in the shape, it's going to stand out anyway. But you know what I mean. And then just use black ink to write on it. I think it's going to actually look kind of cool. And I actually like using this book instead of the other one, like the A5, because I don't need as much space to write in. So I think I'll feel better about using this for that purpose. With that said, when this box first came out and I watched several unboxings because I really wanted it, but I'm like, I don't need it. So I was trying to talk myself out of it by watching unboxings, and people were talking about things they were going to use it for. And like, if you're into the outdoors, there's so many uses for this. I mean, because the books are very outdoorsy, like, the journals and stuff. I mean, like if you go to national parks, you can almost use it as like a travel journal or like a national park log. If you do hikes, you can like track your hikes. There's just so much you can do. Or you can just be like me and think it's a really pretty journal and think about how you can use the size of the journal and then use it for that purpose that fits the size versus the like cover or the aesthetic, which is what I ended up doing here. I also want to say I am not going to keep the Southwest theme throughout all 144 pages of this journal. No, that would be difficult to do. I do have some boho themed stamps, I think. I don't have a boho sticker book, but I do have some boho vibed stamps. I mean, not stamps, stickers. That could be fun to use some of that. But again, I don't have enough to carry that throughout either. So I'm going to just kind of go with the flow. There might be some brights in here. I know it has like more of the muted look, but we'll just see what happens. So I thought I was done, and then I started flipping through, and I really did not like this center spread, these 2 pages in the middle. For starters, it was really the sandstone and the green just did not provide enough of a contrast. There needed to be more to make it pop, and like a stamp just wasn't doing it. So I added the terracotta and a stencil. I do want to mention really quickly, on the stencil on the right page, that circle was supposed to be green. However, I like overlapped it with the terracotta, and it blended the terracotta into the green, and the terracotta overpowered the green. So that's why it looks more brown than green. So definitely be careful for that. I mean, it's fine, but it just blended together, and then that was the end result. All right, guys, let's do a quick flip, starting with my eclectic name page. We'll call it eclectic and not a hot mess. I don't think it's that much of a hot mess. It looks very like creative, right? That's what we'll say. We'll say it looks creative. Then I did my pocket here. Instead of taping the two pages together, I just taped half the page together to create a pocket. These look really decorative here, but I just want to make sure I use them, and I will honestly forget about them. So they do need to be somewhere where I can see them. And there we go. I see these and I remember the other ones that I have. Now we're going to get to the functional spreads. So like I will write my affirmation here and then journal about it here, or my gratitude there and then journal about it there. That's kind of the gist of this, is like affirmations, gratitude, positivity, things like that. I do like this layered look with the stencils. You'll probably definitely be seeing more of that. Here we go. Not my favorite combinations. I was trying different things, trying to make things work. I do obviously love the little whatever shape that is. This one turned out really, really cool. I will say right here, that green, I started at the top and it pulled the terracotta stamp ink down in it, and it blended it in with the green. So that's why that turned brown. So I'm going to have to make sure to clean this off with my stamp cleaner or my ink cleaner, just because I do want to use this for my greens. All right, guys, there we go. Hopefully this gave you some ideas when it comes to using this craft paper traveler's notebook journal. I am going to be using this with other stickers, other stamps, and things like that. But for the first few pages, I think it's fun to kind of use the products that came with it because it matches the cover. So I do think that's kind of cool. And I might do something fun here. I would like a quote or something here. I think that could be kind of cool as well. And I'm also not opposed to using matte white stickers here. So even though I have a white border, I think it'll be fine. We can always dull that down with ink. I don't know if I trust myself to do that, but yeah, there we go. So that is me playing around with the items that I got from my summer art journal box. Like I said, hopefully this gave you some ideas, or maybe even got you into thinking that, hey, you want this box. Like I said, as of the time of filming, it is still available. You can't get discounts or anything like that on it, but you can use my affiliate link. That just lets them know that I sent you. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Press that like button if you enjoyed it. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening or night. Until next time, bye.